We have got quite the primetime match on our hands tonight. I'm LeBob. I'm here with Angle, and Angle, it all comes down to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's always an exciting week of Mario Kart when the last week is what determines what is going to be happening in playoffs. It's always nerve-wracking for the players playing in it, but it's always an interesting match to watch when it comes down to that match 10 is what determines everything.
So to cue in the listeners or viewers or whoever you are, a lurker, I know who you are, as to what all is going on in the playoff scene. Currently, Mr. Bean's Detective Agency holds a half-game lead over both of these teams, and they are playing their match right now. If Mr. Bean loses, the winner of this match is the third team in Summer Switch-Up playoffs. And these two teams had quite the match earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, the first time these teams went around, they tied, which is not even the Disciples of Wild Pig's only tie, because they've had two ties in the season, which makes the standings a whole mess to deal with. But we're not going to worry about that right now. What we're worrying about is their run back. So they are going to be coming back with full force, trying everything they can to try to secure that third place spot if Mr. Bean loses. So, you know, there is that little bit of chance that comes with this match as well, but they just have to play their hardest and hope that everything just falls the way they need it to.
And ultimately, you just got to play the match ahead of hand. You can't worry about the external factors. All 12 of the players playing will have to focus on this match and these 12 races. And on that topic, let's take a look at the lineups for both of these teams, as there are a lot of heavy-hitting names on these rosters. For the Grimm Troupe, they started off 2-0 for a very strong Week 1, went on a bit of a slide, fell to 2-1-3 at the conclusion of Week 3, and their season has included some very close matches, with an 8-point loss to Dictator Mbappe, who has secured the number 1 seed in the playoffs, a 12-point loss to It's Fine Just Go, who is the number 2 seed in the playoffs, and a 2-point loss to Mr. Bean's Detective Agency, which could mean a lot at the end of this match. Needing some help to get in, as we mentioned, Mr. Bean does have to lose their match. Captain AFK, along with early picks, Solar Storm Kramer, Shy Guy Gambling Club Thunder, Equanimity's Milkshake, and led by the one and only Squirrel Squad Unknown Intel. They're looking to pull this victory off. The lineup for the Grimm Troupe is Unknown Intel, Kramer, Milkshake, Raspada, AFK, and Riffy. Angle, you want to introduce their opponents?
Yeah, so they will be going up against the Disciples of Wapig, who, you know, they need nothing short of a miracle to make these playoffs. You know, with the back-to-back ties in Week 3, this team is doing anything they can make to push the finish line. They had their strong top 3 of Solar Storm's Top Hat Bear, GV's Pizzen, and formerly Buzz Astra, all averaging over 90. Notably, they don't have Top Hat Bear tonight, but their lineup today will be Pizzen, Astra, Greg the Sumo,
Zara,
yeah. LT97, and Alex Schmalix.
This is going to be a close match because ultimately it does. I mean, we've said it time and time again, but it really does just come down to this. I don't even want to pick a winner because this is just going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't call who's going to win this, or it could be a tie again. Like, realistically, that is a possibility, which for standings sakes, I hope not, but it would be interesting to see. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it absolutely would be. Looking at the lineups for this match compared to last match, the only change for the Grimm Troupe is subbing in Riffy for, I'm sorry. Let's see. So Unknown, Kramer, Milk, Raspada,
Thunder.
AFK. It's Riffy for Thunder. You're right. I missed it. And the differences for Wapig, as you mentioned, there's no Top Hat Bear, but they also have no Steamy. In their places are LT97 and Alex Schmalix. So you're going to have to see those two players step up to stand a chance, because this Grimm Troupe lineup is absolutely nothing to scoff at.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you have Unknown, Kramer, Milkshake, like, that's just 3 of players right there, and that's already terrifying. So it really will come down to like the lower draft picks to step up and make their names known today for Disciples of Wapig. But anything can happen. So I believe that they would be able to step up when the lights are brightest. But anything can happen, as we've been saying. So this will be a tremendous match to watch.
And I can't wait. Of course, Unknown Intel, formerly number 1 NA, Momocon free-for-all finalist, Momocon 2v2 champion. He's also leading the Indivs, so well worth the first overall pick for AFK and the Grimm Troupe. I'm at the edge of my seat already. I can't wait for this match to start.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing Unknown running a lot throughout this match. But as, any Mario Kart game, it's not always about who is going to be in first the whole time. If like Disciples of Wapig can secure 2, 3, 4, or just get everything behind first place, that is still winning on their end, most likely. So you don't necessarily have to play to be in the front, but if you can get enough of the top 6 spots to just get a positive race. And then will also be up to momentum. If you can just keep your momentum of getting maybe even small pluses like +2s, +4s, or even just having an even race to stop the other team from getting any ground, that will be the key to their success. But as we are going into the match, starting now, we see Wapig picking Whistle Stop and Grimm Troupe picking Bowser's Castle, which makes me lean to believe they are the ones hosting, right? So they're going.
Yes, Grimm Troupe is Grimm Troupe is the host, so they're looking to establish fronts immediately with Bowser's Castle. However, the 1.7 changes allowing everybody to pull mushrooms at the start makes this very interesting. Whistle Stop ends up being a very powerful runner, since now everyone, including top spots, can pull shrooms. We'll see that later in the war, probably. Let's get into Bowser Castle. Pete's opting for the slow start, getting the early trip shrooms dodge, and probably looking to get some coins to push his way up to the front, mid-lap 2, start of lap 3. Rough Nisk, but he's in the front already.
Yeah, even if that Nisk is rough, even just making it, no matter how you make it, just making it is so important, because now you have Triple Shrooms Ghost in third. Thank you, 1.7. So he's going to be in a strong spot already, being in the front with Shrooms Dodge, and I believe they're also fighting for first. Yeah, Astra's up there in second. Unknown gets hit off of the glider holding a ghost, so they are no longer going to have a ghost. And now that sets up Wapig to have a top 3 already as we enter lap 2 with Bowser's Castle.
That was a very there was a very good red shell from Astra at the top, and now Unknown is kind of stuck here. He's not only is he behind triple greens in front of him from LT, however, he can't really take over first long term. Like, yeah, he's in one, but those players behind him, they still have their shrooms. Pete probably still has that ghost he started the race with. So, Unknown, yeah, he's in first place, but will he be able to hold it?
Yeah, and it looks like there is a lot of red in the back.
No!
Pete fails the Nisk. That is very unfortunate, but it still looks like Wapig has a good amount of top presence. Now it looks like they cut up into one, having that 1-3-4. It really only looks like Unknown is up there. So and that's a lot of Grimm Troupe in the back, so they're most likely trying to play for a shock, but on Bowser's Castle, there's only so much you can do with a shock, and now here's a Kamek. As we enter lap 3, it's going to be Navid, so there's going to be bombs, I believe, right after or even on the Nisk. Yeah, we can maybe, yep, there's the bombs right after the Nisk. Peterson will thankfully avoid all of the bombs, and it looks like Unknown got back up to the first, but Wapig is still having a strong 2-3-4 and immediately getting redded out as well. Still going for the Nisk. I think it should be fast enough to make it across. No, not quite. That is very unfortunate. It looks like Astra also fell off as well, but it looks like Wapig has a ton of top presence going on.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a huge opening race for the Disciples of Wapig. Unknown pulling some shrooms to manage to work his way up a couple of spots. Looks like there's a little bit of red at the front there at the end, but notably, Grimm Troupe in the bottom 2 positions. This is likely going to be around a +10 Wapig, judging from the minimap. Maybe even more looking at those spots. 1-3-5-6 for Wapig.
Yeah, that is a really good start for Wapig. As I said, like, if they kept those 2, 3, 4 spots, that's already a winning race right there. But they just had enough items to keep the pressure on Unknown where he could not get into first comfortably. Like, he was always in danger, and that was a really good play by Wapig. We also did see some fails on the Nisk, which, happens on Bowser's Castle, but...
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, but overall, that is a great race one from Wapig. I want to see more of that in these upcoming races.
Grimm Troupe immediately locking in Shy Guy Bazaar. Historically, that track has been fantastic for spots behind one due to the ability for the spots behind one to more easily get onto the starter rail. However, we go to what turned from a 1-0/Shroomer track to one of the, at least as I call it, most unethical runners we've ever seen with Sky High Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those tracks where 1.7 just kind of completely changed how it's played. So I personally have not even seen much of the 1.7 gameplay on this track, but I already know, you have this double set at the beginning. Everyone's taking cut, or Unknown's getting hit and then taking cut.
Yeah, everyone's going to be burning all of their shrooms because in the first 20 seconds of a race, in this case, right now,
they may be trying to pull a shock and have their spot up be a high dodge, but I'm not sure if they even need to go for that because the Grimm Troupe is in such a great spot right now.
They are, and I wonder if they do potentially have something like a shock. Did someone get killed off? Those two people off the turn. Who is that out?
I think one of each team got hit out, so I think it's only Pizza up here for a Wapig, and then Unknown and I forget the other player band. Milkshake. Yeah. So it looks like they're gonna be top 2 right now.
Their top 3 was spot I ghosted up, and that had. Can we talk about that tripped red pole? That had to be like the most lounge griefer pole of all time.
Oh yeah,
that is the perfect spot for those reds.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to, take what the game gives you and use it to your advantage, and that's exactly what they did, as it looks like the Grimm Troupe will be able to secure this top 2 comfortably. Wapig will be able to secure, I believe, 3, 4? So the spots kind of mixed up a bit at the end. Ooh, that's a lot of red in the back, though. 3 through 7 for Wapig is pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's still a gain for Wapig. A small gain, but yeah, +2.
Yeah, I mean, from that start, a +2, you take it, because the Grimm Troupe just had absolute, Shrooms Ghost. They were set to run that whole thing. So, being able to grief them and take 3 through 7, that's really good. You take that.
Absolutely. And that's still a good turnaround for the Grimm Troupe, turning that -14 from Bowser's Castle, Wapig's track 4-1, and now you're turning it into only a -2. You're in a good position, especially with top 2, and the aforementioned ability for those top spots to pull those crazy items. Unknown and Milkshake could get a crazy breakaway on Salty Speedway, especially if both of them have been practicing up on the new Shroomless strat discovered for the glider section.
There's another one?
Yes. So you know how normally you take that ending cut with a shroom, right?
Yes.
It was discovered that if you go off the glider in a specific way, you can get enough momentum to carry yourself. That's an unfortunate red from Unknown. We might have been able to see it. Maybe Pete can do it. You can basically use the momentum from the glider to wall right up to an earlier point on the wall for the turn skip.
Wow. This game is awesome.
This game is insane. Let's see. Hard right. No, Pete pulled a horn, so he's just gonna take the.
Oh, you can just cheese it, yeah.
Yeah, he can just go straight through. Which, that's one of the good things that 1.7 did, is being able to see when, oh, that's a really unfortunate bump on the wall. Losing 1 for that milkshake. Is that shrooms in 1?
Let's get hit by the blue. I don't think he dodged the blue, though. I don't know if he did have
didn't.
Either didn't have shrooms or missed it, but the Grimm Trope is now top 2, and Unknown still has shrooms, so still in a very good spot.
He didn't quite get the exit off that mist that he wanted in order to take that cut. But as I was saying, one of the good changes that 1.7 did is horns are now visible when held behind. They're shocked. I think that was a Wapig shock because it got Grimm Trope's top 2 out of glider. And there's a dodge coming up. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of Wapig in the front now.
Yeah, it looks like, a lot of blue is coming up. There's only one, I think there's 2 blues in the back, but they are accompanying a lot of the top 6 right now. As we see Zara also starring up. We do see Raspada in, I believe, 3rd. I think that is the Grimm Trope's only front presence right now. Never mind, Riffy's also up here. Okay, they're all just, Schmalix is getting absolutely hammered right now, but it looks like
something happened after shock, because there's a lot of blue in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, this golden Pizza might just get 1 here.
Yeah, this is an insane pull, but there's also 2 other goldens coming up right now. But 2 of them are from Wapig, but Pizza was able to get 2nd. I believe that was Kramer I got first?
Yeah, Kramer got 1st. So, Grimm Trope 1st, Wapig 2nd. 2-3 for Wapig with LT97 goldening up at the end. That's not a bad race. I think that's going to be a gain for the Grimm Trope, and we have ourselves a war.
Yeah, I think, it's a +6 for the side of Grimm Trope. It was just so hard to commentate after that shock. There was just so much happening. Everyone was either, shrooming up or getting hit out right after. It was a very chaotic lap 3, if I do say so myself.
This game is so much different than 8 Deluxe. There are so many things over the years of us playing 8 Deluxe both here in CKL and outside of CKL, you learn things about the items, how they work when they show up. If you want to play World at this level, you got to throw all of that in the trash because this game is different. That shock, I think in 8 Deluxe, that shock almost fully guarantees Wapig a lot of tops. But it didn't end up working out that way. There must have been a clown fiesta in the mid-pack for Wapig to fall so far back immediately after the shock.
Yeah, I think there was just so many aggressive items pulled right after that shock that, you just throw all of that up and, just hit out the other team. So that basically just nullifies the shock. But here we go to Faraway Oasis for, I believe, the last race of the first GP. This track is also just... We gotta address him because, this is also one of those tracks that 1.7 just completely destroyed because the first 2 sets, everyone's just taking those grass cuts at lap 1, so...
Yeah.
Or just getting hit out.
I was about to compliment Pete on that edge trick because that was really clean, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do on this track now. Get those early shrooms because you're going to get more shrooms at this set. So, you want to get those early shrooms, shroom up immediately, burn it, and then just run with these items. Looks like Grimm Trope establishing some very early tops. Tenuous top 3. It looks like the top 6 is split. That ghost is unfortunate, but Unknown, just going to burn his ghost right now, take these cuts safely, and get another shroom in 1. But as you mentioned, 1.7 completely changed this track. In the past, you would be able to start in a mid spot, get an early shroom, and use that to run the track. Now, this is a top spot heaven track.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna get Shroom's Ghost in the first 2 sets, you might as well just burn everything and just try to create as much distance as possible. As we see, Pizza up here getting hammered out, unfortunately. Getting a clip of it, because how is he getting hammered on the top path? But, it looks like one player from Wapig is in first, but that is a lot of red behind him. Yeah, it looks like all of them are cutting up, so the Grimm Trope is going to have a lot of top presence right now. Pizza's going to be holding onto the Ghost, maybe potentially for a late shock, but if no shock, the Grimm Trope is in for a pretty massive race.
It's probably getting called at this set. They're going to use it pretty soon if they have. Yep, there it is. And that, I think going into that shock, Grimm Troupe might have been almost top 6. So that shock is absolutely massive for Wapig to turn this race around. Beats him getting hit before his Shroom, so he will be able to catch up here. It looks like... Oh, these greens are going to do work. Take the shot, Pete. Take the shot.
Come on. You know you want to.
I didn't quite get it. And that's a lot of Shroom ups at the end. Pete's probably getting 6. Grimm Troupe not getting 1, but it looks like they got a lot behind it.
Yeah, the spots were pretty... Well, I mean, that is a lot of Wapig up there. 1, 3, 5, 6. Bot 2 does hurt a little bit, but that should still be a gain for Wapig.
Is that plus 4?
Yeah, I think that was a plus 4. So, honestly, considering that the Grimm Troupe was almost top 6 at one point, a plus 4 is amazing.
No, that shock was exactly what it needed to be. I saw at the end of lap 2, Alex was way in the back, considerably behind his the rest of his team. And I kind of thought, I was going to say it, I'm pretty sure that Alex has. And, I mean, we'll never know. We can just assume. But, no, but as you said, that was a fantastic shock. That was the one way Wapig got back into the race. I wonder if the Grimm Troupe kind of knew it was coming, but nobody had it dodged, so they couldn't really do much about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough in their position when you're top 6, like or almost top 6 or whatever. You can't really drop back at that point of the race. It's already lap 3. You're already entering like the halfway point of lap 3. It's too late to go back and try to contest a shock. You just have to go and pray that they don't have. And unfortunately, Wapig did have, so they did as much as they could.
Speaking of prayers, are you feeling lucky on the rails on Airship Fortress? Looks like Pizza is.
Oh, yeah. Airship Fortress is just the beginning. I don't even think it mattered what 1.7 did. Airship Fortress beginning will always just be the funniest beginning ever in this game, because you just have to pray that you don't get hit off the rail or bumped out. But as you can see, Pizza is already pretty comfortably in first, although no Shrooms to his name, and we see Raspada up here with the star in 5th. This is a really good pull if they can manage to keep this for the rest of this race, or at least later on.
That is a hilarious pull to have. I was going to say, it's basically, I think it's 1-4 right now, 1-5 for Wapig. Pete really needs to hold this one to make this race work out. There's a bot 3 way back there, and it looks like it is 2 Wapig, 1 Grimm Troupe player. Alex is going to have to build up, so now it's just 1 and 1 in the far back. So shockouts are split 50-50 unless Alex pulls it here.
No, but double dodge is good to have if they do have that shock in last place. But yeah, like you said, it looks like a lot of Grimm Troupe is behind 1. So the Grimm Troupe is kind of doing what Wapig has been doing and just trying to get all those spots behind 1. And a golden in 3rd, I mean, that's exactly what you need to try to take first at the very end.
This is an interesting early golden. Do you think that Grimm Troupe has in the back? Because I noticed one of their players dropped on the minimap, and I don't think I've seen Raspada use their dodge.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, it looks
like
no,
Wapig had.
Oh, no, Wapig had. That's just great timing. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, how did he avoid those ground reds?
That was an insane dodge. It looks like
he got hit on the line.
Yeah, it looks like Grimm Troupe is going to be able to take top 2 from that. And it looks like they're getting a good amount of top spots. It looks like they're also 4 or 5. Is that what it is?
I think it's more than that. I think Wapig just got 4 bot 6.
Oh yeah, that is a very good race for Grimm Troupe. Top 2, 4, 5, 9, 11. Does that put them in the lead?
I think it does. That's going to be at least plus 20.
Yeah.
No, it's plus 18. I was 2 off.
Almost had it, but that does put them in the lead for I believe the first time of this match. So this is a huge momentum shift, and that is exactly what you need if you want the Grimm Troupe to win. So we're still not even halfway in this match yet, and it's already insane. So this is going to be a hell of a match.
Yes. This is something that viewers of the last primetime stream we had might remember. Top Pet Bear came on after a Wapig victory and said that his team tends to struggle in the first half, and they tend to have really good second halves. So this match is well within striking distance. It's well worth it to see, can Wapig pull off that second half magic like they've had this season?
Yeah, I mean, if this is what struggling looks like for them in the first half, then I can't imagine what they're going to do in the second half. So, but we're still not quite there yet. This is the last race of the first half and we're going to Acorn Heights.
Take a look at that point distribution. It's so similar for both teams. Like, both teams have one player under 20, but everyone else is in the 30 through 50 range.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is trying to, pitch in some points. So everyone is capable of, running up and getting those points for their team. So that's exactly what you want to see. Everyone is putting in their part. So that's great.
That's a fantastic pull there for Unknown. Getting the coins up is so crucial on this track, where one draft at the wrong moment can ruin your race.
Oh yeah, for sure. And having Shrooms in the front, he doesn't even need the Shrooms because you can just take it with no item, take that cut. So Unknown is in a very, very good spot, and it looks like there is a decent amount of Wapig in the back. Yeah, it looks like Grimm Troupe is 1-3, and we have Alex with running up a Ghost. So having a Ghost in 5, if they do pull another shock, could be really good to have, but. Pete's also having a pretty high dodge. Bill Golden, that is a really, really good pull.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I don't think Grimm Troupe has pulled a shock yet. I think every shock has been a wall pick.
Yeah, it has all been
but Bills are really good on this track, especially if you can use it at the ending section, which Pete is going to do. You're going to go straight here, and then hold to the right, and it extends onto this rail. Pete electing to burn that Golden, going to close the gap between himself and first place. Does he pull what he needs here to take Unknown out of 1? No, he doesn't, but a coin block is not that bad.
That was a devious
unless you need defense.
That's really unfortunate.
Did he feather? He pulled Feather, Trip Nanas, almost hit out Unknown in 1, but Unknown is just time trialing at this point. That back trying to get Pete doesn't connect, it looks like, from the minimap. And Unknown going to be secure in that first place, bar some extreme shenanigans at the end of this race.
Yeah, it looks like the Grimm Troupe might be trying to fight for a top 2. It's really close, but it looks like they're top 2, maybe top 3. Yeah, this looks like a pretty good race for the Grimm Troupe right now.
No! Raspada catching the grass at the end, losing 3 spots off of it, because he got trailed by the Nana after. That's unfortunate. Still, you were right, a top 3 for the Grimm Troupe and some mid spots. The Grimm Troupe building that lead up going into the second half, and they've got all the momentum in this match.
Yeah, momentum is such an important thing, especially any Mario Kart, but now they're up plus 20 as we enter the second half. So the Disciples of Wapig are going to need that second half magic to get back into the lead, but the Grimm Troupe, their momentum is looking unstoppable right now.
Yeah, first half it's been pretty back and forth, although the Grimm Troupe closing out the first half with those 2 big races. And that's the thing, if you have a strong top 3 that can get top 3, and a mid-pack that can contend, you're going to get those strong races time and time again. It's up to the top spots of Wapig, it's up to Pete and Alex and the rest of their team to be able to answer the call.
Yeah. As we see, the Grimm Troupe opting for Wario Stadium there's some Shy Guy Bazaars, Whistle Stops, and a Mario Circuit, but we're ultimately going up to Wario Stadium, which I don't know, has this track really been affected by 1.7 as much as others? I can't recall.
Having Shroom makes Valor a lot easier, but I think another thing that changed in either 1.6 or 1.7 was the speed you ride walls, which makes Valor cut not very easy, but much easier than it was coinless. It went from being almost impossible coinless before to, oh my goodness, Unknown is showing.
Yeah.
It went from being one of the harder shortcuts to perform Shroomless at the start to being pretty easy to perform Shroomless, especially if you can get this coin, which first place is always able to. This is Valor, for those who are not aware.
Yeah, I mean, Unknown is in a great spot right now. Pizza gonna be able to take first, but probably not for long, as Unknown does have Shroom Ghost. So he's most likely just gonna be able to take the lead right back. But we see Greg in 2 and Schmalix in 3. There's a lot of Wapig behind 1 right now, so this isn't the worst for Wapig. If they can hit out Unknown and prevent him from having such a huge breakaway, this could be a pretty good race for Wapig if they play this right.
Yeah, especially having Shrooms in 2-3. And Alex having Hammers behind the Shroom creates a very unique threat, because Hammers are not the easiest to dodge sometimes. And all 3 players getting coin for Valor, all 3 of them make it. Pizza following behind in 4th place. There's a lot of Grimm Trope in the back half. It is Unknown and Milkshake in maybe 5 or 6, and that is it.
Yeah, and Grimm Trope have not been able to pull shots this war yet, so they're gonna have to trade. Although,
did Unknown get forced into Ghost? Or oh, he took cut. That's why.
No, yeah, he took cut. But we do see Raspada built up into 4th, so they're going to have a 1-4 right now. And Triple Shrooms in 4 with the red after, so Raspada could make a push at the very end to maybe even potentially get top 2 for the Grimm Trope. But now there is a lot of blue in the back, I see.
Yeah, Raspada is currently the highest Shroomer, because Unknown... Actually, no, Unknown has a Shroom, so he should get 1 unless he gets redded in cut. But he's... And 2-3 don't have Shrooms. Bomb wide. Blue Shell being held for the Grimm Trope, securing Unknown first place. Alex is going to be able to cross the line, but Blue gets horned anyways. That's 1-3-5-6, it looks like, for the Grimm Trope, turning what looks like a rough race into a nice game.
Yeah, I did see Raspada was able to shroom up. Yeah, 1-3-5-6 is, that's another gain for the Grimm Trope. So their momentum is just continuing to grow, and that is sort of +8. I'm not sure if my math is right. I couldn't see it fast enough.
We're card players. We don't have to do math.
Oh, I was right. Okay. But yeah, another gain for the Grimm Trope. That's exactly what you need. So their momentum is just going to be continuing to grow.
Trying to get an update for the Mr. Bean matchup, who I believe they're playing Dictator and Mbappe right now, which, to be fair, Dictator and Mbappe has nothing to play for. But please let this be a close match. We need the content here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a content-filled last week. It's always, especially with like a 6-team division, the matches are always so close, just because teams play each other so many times. So I think every team plays each other twice. So,
Yes, that is how that works.
Yeah, so different from 8-team divs where you only play some teams once. So it gets really intense, and now another 1.7 nightmare. Mario Circuit.
Yeah, this track was already a
nightmare
and a half, and now it's just as bad, because now it went from the worst lounge bagger you've ever known to the worst lounge runner you've ever known.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to pull shrooms the first, I think even the first 3 sets. So you just be able to take this massive shroom cut and potentially even have a dodge for the end, as Unknown just gets star bashed out of nowhere, but it's just going to be able to shroom up and take the cut and have triple greens out, touching a little bit of the off-road, so slowing down a little bit. But now Pizza has a pretty good breakaway in first, but no shrooms in the top, so if anybody has shrooms behind them, they could potentially take first right back, but it's already lap 3.
The question is, how much of the Nita stuff does Pizza know? Because there's a lot of Nita tech. This set turn, faster to do this than go around. Losing that feather right as he's getting redded, unfortunate, but he should still be able to hold 1. Raspada doing a bit of damage control. Shot coming out. It looks like it was a Grimm Trope shot,
that was
as
Grimm
I think
Trope.
that's Kramer dodging into 1.
Yeah, there was a lot of red in the back.
And the Nana's in cut!
Those
That gets him a couple spots on the line.
Yeah, Alex lost, 3 spots there from those nanas? And that's a lot of red. Well, it's a little more even than I thought, but I think that's still another gain for the Grimm Trope.
it should be a gain. They got like 1-3
Yeah.
mids, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a... We'll just wait for the scores to update. But, I mean, that's just average Mario Circuit race. It's always just a chaotic ending. You know, you try to survive. That's all you could really do. And those nanas at the end were absolutely devious. Alex had nowhere to go. Yeah, it looks like a +6 to the side of Troupe. So their lead is just increasing even more as we enter the last Grand Prix of this match.
Angle, do you think you could survive 5 nights at Mario Circuit?
I couldn't survive one. I couldn't survive one even if you paid me to. Like, I don't... it was already bad enough before 1.7, and now it's somehow they made it worse. I didn't know it could get worse, and it got worse. Speaking of worse, Whistle Stop Summit.
This is that anti-tops track where those mid spots can get shrooms on the rail and take first place very quickly. An important update, actually, from the Mr. Bean versus Mbappe is Mr. Bean with a sizable lead going into race 8. Of course, that could change in the future, but let's focus on what's going on here now. Alex getting redded out, unfortunately, going to have to play this race from the back. With 0 coins, this is probably for the back.
I think every beginning of race, whatever POV we're on, they get hit out. I think almost every race has started that way. But as we see, Unknown having triple greens in first, going to be able to take all this Nita stuff, which, you know, everyone can do this nowadays. Well, sometimes, but yeah. Unknown already having a pretty sizable lead, and it looks like a sizable top 2 lead as well. Yeah, it looks like Wapig is only 4 and 5 right now. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Pete with triple reds, he can go around, take this Nisk, and then potentially shroom up past his teammate here? That's not a bad spot to pull trip reds out. Oh, I think that's a team kill, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, oh, the bomb uncut! Top 2 is gone!
Oh, yeah, I think that bomb, that bomb got both Zara and Peteson, so, yeah, I mean, Unknown, he's just time traveling right now, but...
He is.
So, Wapig's just going to have to play for everything behind first, but, you know, we're spotted with the Horn, and 4 is going to be able to play defense as well. AFK starting up, there's just more and more Grimm Troupe coming up, so this is looking to be a really good race for Grimm Troupe, unless there's a shock, which it looks like it was, I think it was a Wapig shock, but it doesn't look like that many people dodged. Alex is going to be able to cut up in a bill, take it over the gap, and potentially maybe pull shrooms and secure, or star, that also works. He's going to be able to take the cut at the end, but it looks like Milkshake is going to be able to golden up, and I think that's a top 2-4 or top 3 for the Grimm Troupe.
I think it's top 2-4, and ultimately that shock wasn't to try and get into top 2. That shock was to try and secure the mid spots, because top 2, Kramer and Unknown, were so far gone, it really didn't matter what that shock did. So, I think for the purpose that shock had to serve, it did exactly what it needed to. It salvaged the race a little bit for Wapig.
Yeah, all you could really do at that point was just try to damage control. It still was a pretty sizable win for the Grimm Troupe, but it could have been a bigger win. So, you know, you take what you can get with that shock, but now the Grimm Troupe has a lead that is larger than 1 race. So, Disciples of Wapig need at least 2 races to cut this lead down, but the momentum, it just keeps going in favor of the Grimm Troupe.
Yeah, this is do or die. Like, last 3 races right here for both of these teams could be playoff lives on the line.
Yeah, also depending on how the other match is going with Mr. Bean and Mbappe?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're playing. Yeah. Yeah. However that match is going, but these players are not worried about that. They're just trying to win this one right here as we enter Shy Guy Bazaar in race 10.
Shy Guy Bazaar. I wonder if we'll be able to see Unknown do some of the new rail strats that have been discovered. That you can do starting from first place, where you get some of the coins on the left and then hop onto this rail on the far left inside of the Bazaar. But as we get started on the race, we're on Alex POV. Pete POV with a beautiful turn skip, missing the set, unfortunately, and paying the price for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, along with all the shrooms and ghosts being pulled at the start. Oh, bye. There's always those stray reds that slip through the cracks. So, because no one is going to be pulling defense unless you pull that ghost. So you have to be very careful at the beginning of those races. But as you see, Unknown is already in a great spot. And Raspada also with a pretty good spot as they're holding triple reds with, I believe, only Wapig is in second. Oh, failing the turn skip and just throwing out everything to try to cycle for some better items. Yeah,
you're not gonna want Trip Red's ring in the back. Those reds would have been a really good thing to have had Raspada been able to get those out to the point where they could target out the Wapig player in the top spot. But unfortunately, they got bumped. However, Raspada getting a bit of revenge. Bill bumping out Astra, and Alex barely snagging the touch.
How does that attach to the rail?
I don't understand this game, man.
I mean, you take what you get, but, the Grimm Troupe still does have a pretty sizable top 2, even top 3, as Raspada is holding a golden mushroom into third. We're going to have a red after, so you're most likely going to be denying any Wapigs trying to pass up into top 3. Pretty backing, unfortunately not connecting, and Unknown, he's already finished. Nice time trial.
Third place is going to go to Wapig, but a lot of those mid spots are going to Grimm Troupe.
Yeah.
This is going to be a huge Grimm Troupe race. Yeah. Bottom 2 for Wapig. Top 2, 5-7 for Grimm Troupe. And it's almost curtains for Wapig. They need a miracle to win this race.
Yeah.
Or not this race, this war.
Yeah, they're down 60 points, so they need at least 20 points to, at 20 points to tie, but 22 to have a chance to win. So it's all or nothing right here.
Yeah, you just gotta full send it, and whatever happens, happens. This is the point. You cannot play safe. You gotta take risks. Pick a track that you can get huge races on. DK Space. Oh my god. If I speak. Production team has advised me not to give my opinions on this track publicly because we might go against TOS. I mean, what is there to say about this track? If you thought tracks like Mario Circuit were gamble fests, introducing Mario Circuit 2.
Well, that's already in this game. In Mario
You
Circuit.
get what I mean.
Well,
living up to the DKS of the game before it being one of the most Mickey tracks in the game.
I mean, it is good for one thing. It is good for having big races just because of the nature of this track. You have 5 shroom cuts at every turn or so. It's just going to be... This is the Hail Mary that Wapig needs, and we already see Pizza opting to be in the front, having 2 shrooms, so it's going to be able to take 2 of the cuts. But, with this track, being in the back isn't even the worst, because you're going to be... And Unknown's in a built-in too. Cool. So...
That's just the top player difference. You and I could never do that thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say. This track is just chaotic, Unknown's having shrooms in the front. I don't think Pizza has any more to shroom up, so Unknown's probably just going to be able to shroom up and take first place. And having a bomb in pocket could be very deadly, so Pizza's going to have to play very, very careful behind
Pete
Unknown.
doesn't know.
Yeah, Pete doesn't even know.
Oh, and the Grimm Troupe finally pulls their first shot. I don't know when they'll use this. They'll probably wait for Unknown to cross. Nope. Okay.
Use it early.
I think
everyone's
they
set.
got a lot of the up throw spots of Wapig after set, because ultimately
Yeah.
you don't need this to be a perfect shot. You just need this to guarantee you a winning race, and a winning race it is. The Grimm Troupe will take this primetime match.
Yeah, I think that shock was perfect because I think Riffy either dodge or get into set and then pull a dodge because he was in build. Yeah, I mean 1-4-5-7. Yeah, that's just that's just the magic of spaceport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, that's exactly what Wapig's game plan was, but it just happened to work in the favor of Grimm Troupe, and I believe that was a +20. Which is exactly what Wapig.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Wapig needed to be able to tie, but the Grimm Troupe takes the 20 in their favor, so they're gonna be taking the win in this primetime match. And
you gotta wonder if there was like a monkey's paw curling where one of the Wapig players like, please give us a +20, and then the monkey paws girls, it's like you get a +20, but for the other team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just the gamble of spaceport, but you know, we're gonna have one more track for a victory lap for the Grimm Troupe, and you know, we're seeing Burnout, Peach Beach, Dino, all these tracks that are infected by 1.7. Rainbow Road, that's its own thing.
Please don't give us okay, it's not Rainbow
That's
Road.
its own thing. This is an intermission.
Oh wait, who picked this?
That's a great question. What is the penalty for intermission?
I believe it's -20. You'd think I know. I kind of like worked on the rules or something like that.
I think regardless, it doesn't affect the results. So
No, it is still victory Grimm Troupe, even if it was their pick and they get a -20 off of it, or they get a bot 6 off of it. But hooray, intermission gameplay! Woo! At least it's slightly better with 1.7 giving top spot shrooms, so you're actually encouraged to run these sometimes.
yeah, except this is looking to be like one of the worst intermissions I've ever seen because it's just water. It's just water. Where's this intermission going? Dandelion?
It is going to Dandelion.
Well, I mean,
So, yeah, this is the world of 24-player lounge. If you like these, you should go play 24-player lounge because everybody knows some arcane cut on the most random intermission you've known, and no two Mogies will play the same tracks. It's variety. Trust me.
yeah, I mean, I bet there's a way to just go all up into the. I bet there's a way to wall ride that wall on the left or right, and it's somehow faster. Maybe there's a way to hit
Probably.
that Annabelle up there. So
Maybe. Oh, Alex with the demon swerve to get out Milkshake. But I will give this game a little bit of credit. There are a lot of really fun intermissions to drive. There are some unique ones. And for what it's worth, this is not just an empty world. There are some very cool set pieces as you drive from track to track. It's just a little unfortunate that they're harder to practice and they're not as practical for 12-player races, just due to them being so large.
yeah, I mean, I wish like there was a better way to practice intermissions. If intermissions were like the main way to play. Also, it turns out this was a Wapig's pick, so I guess they just wanted to play something with a lot of water. It's just water. I've been just looking at water for the past 2 minutes.
You know, maybe the tactic was to scare a Mario Kart player by threatening them with water so they think of showers.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Alright, finally arriving at Dandelion Depths. Unknown in Milkshake in 2-3. I think Alex is still in 1. Wapig in 4th. Let's see how this goes. Milkshake holding on to those shrooms, being able to take over the top spot. Shock comes out, and that's a Wapig shock, I believe.
Yeah, Blue Shell getting hit out of Pizzen. God, this minimap is cursed. Okay, now it's normal, but yeah. Now Pizzen's the back. It looks like Wapig are top 2, but the blue comes out.
You're evil for that. And Green Dow going for the wall ride strat there. I think that's faster than just going on the bottom path. I don't know how consistent it is.
Yeah.
I never had any success with it.
Yeah, I know this track also just had some random baloney stuff that some things are faster, and now there's a Kamek at the end. I don't know what the Kamek is, but we're probably going to find out. Oh, there's swoops everywhere. Oh, guys, it's lounge players. They're everywhere.
Did Wapig just get like... Oh, they got 1-4? Did they get 1-2? Oh, wait, no, there are swoops, so you can't tell. But it sure looked like there was a lot of blue in front.
Yeah, there's a lot of swoops.
Oh, never mind.
Swoops are blue. I mean, that's still up the game. Well, I guess not, because intermission penalty, but, you know, in the war buy, it's going to look like a game, so...
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the Grimm Troupe came into the prime time and took care of business. Unfortunately, Mr. Bean did put up a dominant performance against Dictator Mbappe, and it looks like Mr. Bean is going to be the last team in playoffs. But we still got a very fun prime time out of it.
It was pretty fun to watch, and I just want to throw it out there that Alex did say that since they were down, they picked the worst intermission. So I appreciate them being self-aware that was like the worst intermission I've ever watched. That genuinely was just 3 minutes of water driving, and then Dandelion Depths. But nonetheless,
look, if I wanted to do 3 minutes of water driving, I would just like play Peach Beach.
If I wanted water driving, I'd just boot up 8 Deluxe and play like Piranha Plant Code. Because that's better.
Oh, wait, you actually might be onto something there. But, regardless, this was a fantastic match. Even if it ended up not meaning too much at the end of the day. And you gotta feel a little bit for the Grimm Troupe. Having 3 losses by a collective 22 points throughout the season, you're gonna have a bit of a regret thinking back on what could have been. But all in all, this was one, it was just a great match. They had a great season, and I hope that all the players on both of these teams enjoyed playing with a group of people that they might not get to play with all the time, because that's ultimately what Summer Switch Up is about.
Yeah, I always love that about Summer Switch Up, where you just get to play with all these people that don't normally play with, and you make more connections, more friends. It's always a blast, but nonetheless, both these teams should, hold their heads up high. I mean, they did both have, did have good seasons. They both had their ups and downs, but ultimately they played well all throughout. And this, I think for a match 10, this was a great match 10 for both these teams. This was a very, very good match to watch. Besides race 12,
no.
that was boring. That was really boring.
Yeah, but that will wrap up the regular season for the World Summer Switch Up. I think that it went reasonably well. Next week we'll have, hopefully, streamed on primetime, the semifinal matchup between It's Fine Go and Mr. Bean's Detective Agency. And thank the Lord, and no offense to the Grimm Troupe for the results of their season, but our stream hosting king AFK will be free for it, so we will not have to scramble to either onboard a new stream host or to try and find one at the last second. We could probably just have one. It's at ease. It makes me feel better. We love AFK here on the media team. He does a lot of work. Huge shout out to him. He did a great. Yes, we do. Seriously, he put in a lot of work to make sure that that our new stream host, May, who, a huge shout out to May for this, she was able to get set up, and we were able to host this. It looks like we are going to have a couple Grimm Troupe players in for a second. Oh, speaking of.
Hello.
Oh,
hello.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
So, first off, congrats on the match victory.
Yep, thanks.
So, talk us through what happened after that first GP. You guys had a bit of a rough first GP, and then you decided to lock in. What changed?
So my wrist is sprained. I can't.
Oh my no!
My wrist is sprained. I have a lot of Johns. Nah. But we're kind of just taking off the L we took, and we went into the first match. We kind of had a rocky start, like you said, but we kind of focused up and got the W, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, we really
kind
kind of just. Yeah, I was gonna say we kind of just like we're like, hey, you know, one GP is not the whole war. We know we can beat this team, so let's just like focus on the next race. And I think the one good race just set off good momentum for us.
Yeah, you had 2 back-to-back strong races to finish out the first half. You took the lead for the first time in race 5 and never looked back from that point. I gotta ask as well, how much were you at all trying to scoreboard watch for the other match going on, or were you just focused on this match?
As a team, we're like, hey, let's just focus on this one. Let's control what we can actually control. And also, I wasn't sure how to keep an eye on the other match. It wasn't until like race 9 or so I found out how the other race was going, and I was like, oh well, let's just close this one out.
Yeah.
I didn't tell the team. I was just like, I just kept it to myself. You know, there's no reason to ruin something that was fun for us.
Yeah, and I think that's I think ultimately that is like the correct thing to do. I think, you know, at least closing out your last match strong. You know, you do what you could, but ultimately that was a really good match to watch. So you guys did play very well, and it was very fun to watch.
No, that was a very entertaining primetime match, and I'm glad that this was able to happen. This is going to be a very cliche question, but thoughts on the Summer Switch-Up World experience as a whole for your team? I guess both of you can answer it independently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at least so from my perspective, I think your words that you wrote down earlier put it well. It was a very roller coaster of a season for us. I mean, week 1 we started off 2-0, and then week 2 we played some fairly strong teams. The biggest regrets are obviously how week 3 went for us. Losing by 2 points and then tying is a really unideal week to have. I mean, we managed to stay a playoff contender despite all that, so I'm proud of how we did.
Mr. Unknown, any thoughts?
Like you said, we had a really good start. I wasn't even gonna play Summer Switch Up to begin with. Zay was like, "Hey, you should sign up for Summer Switch Up." I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then I was told I was already gonna be drafted first seed, so it was like whoever was the first person up, and AFK hit me. So I kind of helped. I kind of like Summer Switch Up because you don't really get to play with like a lot. I don't really get to play with a lot of like players in CKL because I think this is like my second CKL thing. So it was interesting playing with a lot of different players from CKL and like who I wouldn't play with. So I'd do it again. I like the interaction.
Yeah.
A Team USA Unknown approves of CKL Summer Switch Up.
We made it.
I think it'd be a good concept to like in any like a draft thing with like a season where you could just draft people. So it's not a bad concept.
Yeah, I'm happy that we were able to get almost our entire team play time. We did have quite a few matches where we relied on our lower draft picks, and I mean they were consistent and they showed up. 5v16 in World is not ideal by any means, so yeah, I'm glad that they were able to play for us.
Engel, any closing thoughts?
No, I think that's all I got.
Well, once again, GG's. Congrats on the win. At least a satisfying end to your season. Apologies for being forced to play whatever that was for race 12. You can take it up with the other team.
Hey man, we picked Peach Beach.
I was gonna switch to Bowser Real and pick Peach Beach, and it would have been better. Like I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean we picked Peach Beach. I can't say we're much better. Yeah.
Alright, and a couple of things to close off the primetime stream. First off, as mentioned earlier, keep an eye out for an announcement next week. We'll go live an hour earlier, probably 8 EST. with semifinals hopefully between Mr. Bean and It's Fine Just Go. The winner of that will play in the finals the week after, and they will be, or the team awaiting them will be Dictator Mbappe. Some other stuff going forward. First off, for the CKL 8 Deluxe and World seasons coming up this fall, we're working on finalizing our calendar for that, so please be patient. We will publicize that as soon as we have a concrete answer for when we are going to run each season, how we are going to run it, and most importantly, for recent events, if you are at all interested in attending Riptide as a collegiate student, recently Spicy had worked with the head staff at Riptide. They changed eligibility rules, so if you graduated as the class of 2026, you are still eligible to play. Bring yourself and a student and come out to CKL's very first LAN at Riptide. I really hope to see you there. Oh, and of course, big shout out to our stream team, everyone who's a part of it. All of our casters, all of our hosts. Huge thanks to May for hosting this. Again, thanks to AFK for helping with the setup beforehand. Thank you, Angle, for co-casting this. I had a lot of fun. I don't believe we've been on the mic together in quite some time.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was a pleasure to be back on the mic. It was fun. It was a blast.
I'm glad you had fun as well. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to our primetime stream for the conclusion of the regular season for Summer Switch Up World. Keep an eye out for our announcement for primetime next week. Have a great evening.